Welcome to What a Time to Be Alive, the only podcast counting down everything this week that made you say, what a time to be alive. And now, Patrick Monahan, Kath Barbadoro, and Eli Uden.
Folks, welcome to What a Time to Be Alive, the only podcast that counts down things each week. We say things to the podcast. I'm Patrick Monahan.
I'm Kath Barbadoro.
I'm Eli Uden. Welcome
Hi.
back, Kath.
Hello.
Kath was, of course, checking out all those cool concerts down in D.C. You went down there to check out the festivities.
I had a great time. There was a lot of space to spread out. Yeah, great view. I could get really close, which, you know, you want to be in the center of the action at the. But what is it? The sesquicentennial? What are we?
I don't know. We're getting into
250.
crazy.
I don't know.
Whatever
Latin.
250 is. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was pretty cool.
And you're going back down, right? You're just back up for a brief stop, and then you're gonna head back down for the actual, the real day.
Oh yeah, no question.
Because it's Lee Greenwood and Cash Patel's girlfriend. And
featuring Cash Patel's girlfriend.
Cash Patel's girlfriend.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Featuring the terrifying whites of Cash Patel's eyes. The full ring. My God. Those things are never touching any lid. They're just wide open.
You could see all the way around them. It's like when
really
a dog is nervous. That's what it looks like.
Cash Patel's girlfriend and her taxpayer-funded security detail.
And his weird whiskey bottles that have been engraved to make them somehow government gifts, which
his
feels wrong in the first
sneakers that are definitely not lifts.
Oh, yeah. He's got those, what are those, like, the golden goose or whatever? The ones that every rich person's got on? Oh, the ones the
sorority girls wear?
Yeah, the fake distressed, super expensive sneakers. Rocking those with the lifts. Going around.
Anyway, yeah, cool guy. Head of the FBI, so that's cool.
Yeah. You know Cash Patel? Head of the FBI? You know him?
I mean, based on our resumes, we are all qualified for that. You go directly from this job to that job, from what I understand. So that's cool.
We probably have better OPSEC. We probably have better encryption on our podcast communications.
Y'all do. Y'all are duck going. That's for sure.
Yeah,
that's true.
I'm deep. We're
true.
deep. We're going through tunnels. We're going through.
I think I've
every
heard
text
of
to Sweden and back.
People telling me that they have switched to DuckDuckGo based on our podcast, which
hell yeah, dude.
I think we should get some sponsorship. Yeah,
honestly, we should. Does anyone know Duck or Go? I assume those are the names of the founders.
That's right.
Put us in touch.
It's Duck and Go. That's correct.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the first Duck Senior, he passed, but they kept the firm. It's in his honor. The firm is still named.
It was founded in the 20s.
Maybe Cash can catch the formal wear strangler behind Eli.
The formal
wear strangler.
Well, you know why there's a suit up, all right? There's not. We're not. Had to steam it in my bathroom straight out of the wedding. Look, I'm not flush with suits, all right? So one, especially after I gain a little weight, so there's only one that is operational.
I do love that about a comedian wedding is seeing the ill-fitting suits get broken out. See which way people's bodies have changed since.
Well, yeah. Let's not say ill-fitting. Let's just say that one fits fine. There are other ones that don't close. Buttons don't meet holes.
Oh, I'm not talking about you specifically.
Yeah.
You got the fit.
I think you also get you get the closest thing to a suit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that.
Yep.
Like that's the other sort of way that
best I can do.
Fine.
Yeah.
That's
which is totally fine.
Dress code best you can do.
Right. Yes. But it is just that's how you know.
Sure.
Kind of what's who's
you know who you're inviting to the wedding. They're doing their best. They're not being disrespectful. That's what they.
I've always said it's the only thing like the real dress code for this sort of things is like it just has to be clear that you tried your best.
Yeah.
Like it's the difference between that and then seeing someone who clearly was like, fuck it. Like that, then you're in trouble because you can fucking feel that from a distance. But as long as you got this stuff on. And
just give
the other
it a
nice
try.
thing about comedians with few suits, no seasonal suits, no seasonal options. You're wearing the fucking worsted wool. You're wearing the full wool. in a heat wave.
I mean, anything is year round if you put it on. It's not going to burst into flames. It's there. I mean, you'll get close potentially, but it's yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that reminds me, I need to highlight the sacrifice we are all making to record this podcast, which is that we all have to turn our air conditioners off. So basically the troops this week were very brave. We're suffering for you. We're like the meme of the guy saluting over the child's bed, but there's like flames at our back.
That's right.
Shelby, could you just play this for the whole podcast so that I can turn my AC on and not feel bad?
Yeah, there you go.
We all turn our ACs off in order for Shelby's soundbite of an AC playing to register as a bit, which is really the goal here. But yeah, we're in our
like
sweat
this is
boxes.
cooling me off, Like the sound, it helps.
Why did you let it back in? It was gone.
Sorry.
You reopened the door.
Yeah. That's just not related to heat at all, as far as I know. But
it's a secondary
a lot going on at
function.
Shelby's house. He got swatted.
Yeah, we're in the full like multiple showers a day territory, entering that portion of summer, which Yeah.
I'm supposed to go to Coney Island on July 4th. Jury remains out whether that will actually happen.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't.
It's a Saturday, July 4th. Well,
I know.
give it away. We're not recording. What?
Just that it's a Saturday, July 4th, and it's going to be like wasted because it's going to be 112 degrees, and
you're going to be down there listening to Lee Greenwood perform his. I assume he just does the one song for like 40 minutes.
Yeah. He knows.
It's very cool that that's like because he's like, well, he's there. He already said yes before they even called him, but they all have to pretend that song is like their favorite song, which I think
it's good.
Rocks.
Yeah.
They should leave.
It must be hard being. The amount of times I have recited that Sears commercial in the last like 3 days, like fully half a dozen times, I would say.
I'll call him.
Having conversations with people, and like it's amazing how far into it you get before you realize, oh, we're just gonna have to do this whole bit. Like, realistic dialogue. What can I say?
Followed all the way through. I'm looking because anytime there's like a big day drinking event, especially on a Saturday or a day where people can really get after it. Now, as someone who doesn't drink, walking around in the evening of July 4th on a Saturday is like the closest to a zombie movie I think I get. Like it is like you walk outside and people are just like shuffling and dragging their feet. People are throwing up. It's like very, give me like a dog and I'm in fucking, I don't know why I'm thinking of I Am Legend versus the many other better movies that are that sort of situation, but you definitely feel like you're walking into the middle of some collective illness that's happening.
I think like the zombie movie is really from like 5 to 8 is really like the tough. It's like 5 to whenever the sun goes down is like the dark time. And then I feel like if you go out at like 10, it gets fun again. Like I used to, when I didn't have July 4th plans, I would just bike from like, just go on like a long bike ride through Brooklyn and like see everybody shooting out. Basically go see everyone's fireworks. And that was really fun because like the two drunk people have gone to sleep. Like the real day drunk warriors. But
as someone who would occasionally push through, sometimes you're just pushing through. Sometimes you're real. And then you go out at 2 and you see those people truly just scraping by.
Yeah. Those people need like, that's like the one time I think that like IV therapy actually works. When people do that for hangovers, it's like you do need that after the 4th of July. That is.
Yeah. Because you should be in the hospital. That's why it works.
You've lost like liters of fluid.
You should be in hospital.
Yeah. Totally.
In hospital. Really took me out of I was like playing the new James Bond game and somebody said, we got to get him to the hospital. And I was like, immersion broken completely.
Yeah, what the hell?
No, you got to get him to hospital immediately.
Right.
What are you talking about?
Get real.
Get it right. Get it right, dude. You're destroying all believability of it.
You're right, though, Eli, to point out I did lift the veil on we are recording this early before the holiday. But it'll come out after. I hope you all had a wonderful time down in D.C., our listeners.
Yes.
I didn't want to make a big thing out of it, but I will be attending Travis and Taylor's wedding. So I'll let everyone know how that goes.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's going to be super sick. I just read that everyone has to wear, the men have to wear top hats and the women have to wear long gloves, and it's going to be in Madison Square Garden. So
cool.
That sounds really
in 110 degree weather. Talk about a worsted wool
Doesn't that sound
event.
cool? Yeah,
I'd like that if no other part of the. I'd like that if no other part of the dress code was required. Like you can wear whatever you want, but also long gloves and or a top hat.
Denim cutoffs, long gloves, top hat. That's
just long silk opera gloves. Just something that's not permeable, so all the sweat can really pool in your fingertips. That would be perfect. Just prune them up.
And they're going to hand each other diplomas on stage because that's again we've discussed.
That's what happens there.
A degree in marriage. Congratulations. You did it.
Should we do numbers?
Well, let's do it.
Number 5.
Number 5 comes to us from NC Hammer 326 in the Discord, and this is a story about some alarming, if a little neat, if a little alarming animal behavior. This is some camera traps. So they're observing these Iberian lynxes, which are endangered lynxes in Iberia, in Spain, and they were captured. A wild female carried a dead rabbit that presumably she had captured into a water trough and dunking it a few times just before taking it away.
Just a little dip.
So it's like a Joey Chestnut situation, maybe.
Just to help it slide down.
Yeah,
just to help it down the gullet.
I think this is a thing where, like, Shelby probably also experiences this. House cats famously don't drink enough water, and like they get like UTIs and stuff, and like so you have to try really hard to get them to drink a lot of water, especially when it's hot. Like sometimes I'll put a little like tuna can juice in Zelda's water to get her to drink it, or like make her cat food extra watery, which is, man, if there's anything better than wet cat food, it's watery wet cat food. Just one of the most horrifying substances a person can encounter.
And then they can really just do a quick little physics demonstration by finding like the exact fulcrum point of their bowl and stomping on it so that it just leaves. It looks like arterial spray up your wall. It'd be perfect. Perfect. I thought you were going to say Shelby also soaks his food, which is true.
Shelby does.
Shelby likes to paw his prey in a little thing of water But no, I think this is them trying to drink more water
into his bowl before he eats it.
Yeah.
What type of dipping sauce would you like, sir? Do you have
water?
Yeah. Plain water,
please? I brought my dish.
Yeah. Ordering the wet wings at like a chicken wing place and then getting confused that there's sauce. You're like, I was just hoping for water. I was just hoping for kind of generally wet.
Just wet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it
I didn't say what kind of wet.
Yeah. These guys are cool looking though. They have these like pointy little beards. They're they look like Scott Ian from Anthrax.
Oh,
it's like
he's got the reverse, right?
Yeah, he's got the one in the
Scott
middle.
Ian. Yeah, he took it from them.
And these lynxes are actually on a variety of VH1 talking head shows.
That's right.
Yeah,
they have a lot of good quips, so they're on there, making a lot of appearances.
It's a very Civil War facial hair look, I would say. Very old, old mutton
Shelby
choppy sort
coated.
of thing.
Mm-hmm. Mutton chops, which they would probably love to dunk in some water. A nice mutton chop? Oh, they'd be in heaven.
It'd be cool, baby. It's kind of like it's the goatee version of Mick Mars from Motley Crue, who had like the, for lack of a better term, considering I don't believe he's Asian, but I believe for a long time he had what one would call a Fu Manchu situation.
Yeah. I don't
Do
know
we
if
have like a better word for that? Are we still calling it
I don't know if we
that?
got around to it. I don't know if that got the like crisscross applesauce.
They didn't have it. They didn't have
catfish.
Yeah.
Yeah, call it the catfish, but that nobody really likes that. I don't think.
And let me just clarify. I fully endorse the term, having used it.
Based on how you said it, I could tell you loved saying it and couldn't wait to say it.
That's right.
I'm a fan of the band just for the name. I just like saying the name all the time.
Motley Crue.
Fu Manchu.
Fu Manchu.
Oh, there's also of course. Here, let me give you the. Here, there's an image just for you to get the full glory of what I'm talking about here. It's actually worse than I remembered.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's truly like as far apart as the mustache can possibly be. It's like kind of insane that he could even grow hair
can't believe in
that place.
That's the weakest part for most men.
That's
at least
the famously hairless issue.
He's got it going.
To describe
These
it to
only
the
connectors.
listeners,
It's a real flex of like, check these out. I can grow them.
It's even more catfishy than I thought, but I'd also describe it if you want to be able to picture in your head. All right, first you've got just like a classic thick from the tip of the bottom lip, almost bleeding onto the bottom lip, like straight up down kind of soul patch goatee like thick thing.
Right.
The mustache
from
portion,
the lip line to the it's like
crazy.
Yeah, it's up there.
It's deep. But then the sides I would describe is if the Joker, instead of scars, just started growing hair where he got cut. It's kind of a Joker hair.
Yeah, it's almost
mustache.
outside the lips. Like it's a very it's a strong choice.
Wow, he's 75. He's a lot older than the rest of the guys in Motley Crue, I guess.
There always is one though.
Must have been weird. There's one guy who's like 50 and the rest of them are like 25.
Your back hurts. I mean, he's like 15 years old. He's like 15 years older, but that's like, because Tommy Lee
20 and 35, that's pretty weird. You know?
It's a big difference. He had to leave the band because he got caught in a river. A guy was noodling and got him. So
he bit a finger and
that was the end. But yeah, these lynxes, they're just apparently this is not. I mean, like other animals do things dipping in water apparently. So
raccoons,
I guess raccoons do with their paws, to help them when they need the little fat fingers to make sure everything is safe. Increases the texture perception, I guess. Other primates do things like washing their food to get sand off it and stuff, which is nice.
I went to the Bronx Zoo last week. I'd never been before. It's pretty awesome. But
it's
ever
so big.
Since then,
what percentage would you say of it that you did? It's like not possible to do it anywhere near all of it in
huge.
one day.
We got there like at opening and we left like maybe half an hour before it closed, and I think we saw maybe half.
Yeah,
like it's massive. There's so much stuff to see, and like the area it takes up is really big too. So you like it's nice. It's really nicely landscaped, but you do a lot of walking like from exhibit to exhibit. But ever since then, my whole TikTok is monkeys doing human stuff. Like it's the whole, it's everything. Yeah, a lot of them washing food. There's a really funny gorilla. I can't remember what zoo he's at, but he's like the one silverback gorilla that like loves his kids, and so he keeps stealing his kids from his baby mama because like the moms like don't tend to like the guys like hanging out with them for too long unsupervised, and so there's all these videos of him where he's stealing the baby and then like throwing stuff behind him as a diversion as he like runs away with the baby. It's pretty cool.
Running to mini golf with the baby. It's like dad's day.
And it's cute because he's like a good dad. Like he's running and he's keeping his arm holding the baby like perfectly still so the baby isn't like bumping up and down as he runs. It's pretty awesome.
Gyroscopic control.
You showing him Caddyshack is like he's too young. It's not gonna. There's nudity in it. Like it's not. Come on.
He's putting on Monty Python and the Holy Grail as soon as he gets back to the cage.
He's trying to get her really into Star Wars, and the mom is like, "Please don't pass this on. We just got to stop it." I do love that the animals also like. I love that like animals generally don't care too much. Or a lot of them don't care too much about the quality of what they eat. But I love that eating sand is so obnoxious that even in the animal kingdom, they're like, yeah, we're not doing that. We're going to wash it off. I'll eat straight up trash sometimes, but sand, it's so annoying. It gets all,
Absolutely
it's no.
not.
Yeah, like Liza like regularly has a full like hair on her eyeball and is not reacting at all. You know what I mean? Like, or I would be like in hell, like rolling around, And it's just like, can I help you with that? And she's just like, no, fine, I'm fine. It's just there.
I guess like when you're an animal who like kind of can't touch their face very much, you just have to evolve to not care about that, I guess.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you'd like kill yourself. Like you wouldn't pass on your genes because your life would be over.
It's very, they don't like you touching their face either. It's like nobody touches my face. My face remains untouched by anyone.
I'll leave all kinds of nonsense on there. That's fine, but don't touch it.
certain things just got to stick. I mean, like with the dog that has the kind of beard whiskers thing going, it would be like if you saw me out at a bar or restaurant and my beard was soaking wet, and I'd be like, yeah, I was drinking. I had a beer earlier. So it's just still in there dripping. You can follow me by a trail on the floor of it all dripping out of the beard. They just learn to deal with it. They're like, all right, yeah. Or the ones where it blocks their eyes and animals are just like, I guess I can't see out of my left eye until someone fixes this for me. And
yeah, that's pretty crazy.
They tank it.
Need a hand here. Yeah, but that's...
But anyway, yeah.
So animals can handle some of these things, I guess, or some animals can. Yeah, and then there's, let's see, other food dipping, I think. Birds like goffins, cockatoos soak food to soften its texture. But these are...
Make it mushy.
They eat kind of whatever. They're omnivorous as opposed to these lynxes, so it's a little more unusual. But it's not like old bread or something. So it's interesting stuff.
They're making a nice panade out of their food.
That's right.
They're gonna make some meatballs.
Yeah, this also may be, of course, adaptation to things like it getting hotter everywhere, and weather extremity, and loss of habitat, all that sort of stuff too. So that's not a fun reason, but it may also be contributing to that. So but good for them. Do what you got to do.
Soak it up. Get it
Soak
sloppy.
it up.
Make it sloppy.
Slop it up.
Slop it up.
On this week's bonus episode, we talk about the return of a classic subject, Neil the Seal.
We also talk about what subjects we would teach if we taught.
So get that bonus episode, plus all of our other bonus episodes, plus ad-free versions of our regular episodes for the low price of $5 a month at patreon.com/whatatimepod. We really do appreciate it if you make that choice. Okay.
Four?
Number 4.
Number 4.
By the way, the gorilla I was talking about is Haoko the gorilla in Tokyo. If you want to Google him kidnapping his kid from his baby mama, check it out. It's really good. This story comes to us from Dick Biggs in the Discord. Richard Biggs, hello. Thank you for being in our Discord. Thank you for joining our Patreon at the $10 a month level, which is what you can do if you would like to submit stories to us. This is a story from the Andes, or actually it's not. It's from like the coast near the Andes, but it's Inca story. They found in like an archaeological site on the south coast of Peru, some snacks, some leftover snacks. They found some freeze-dried potatoes, which are called chuño in Spanish. They're like an Incan thing. And they're like intentionally freeze-dried potatoes. And it's very interesting because potatoes don't grow in this part of Peru. And they also, like, they can only be freeze-dried like in the mountains because you need like a frost at night and then you need sun during the day. Sort of like maple syrup conditions, from what I understand. Like, it needs to freeze and then it needs to dry. The two things that they're basically making like the astronaut food, out of these potatoes. And so it means that they like traveled with this. It means they had like preserved food that they brought hundreds of miles away to people living on the coast. And I think that's very cool. Another thing that the Incas did that was sort of like this is they preserved meat and in this similar way. And in the Inca language, it was called charqui, which is where we get the word jerky from. I think that's nice.
Yeah. And I feel like it's one of those almost reverse, like not a reverse portmanteau situation, one of those like where not knowing the history of the word jerky, you can kind of just create a lore behind why jerky is called jerky. And I was like, I don't know, it's kind of how you eat it. There's like a jerking motion. I was like, I figured that was why, if anything. I was like, yeah, accurate. But this is cool. I always wonder with these kind of foods where it's like these things are stored, like it's, kind of how long they last is the mission here. that we always look at that, and I always want to know if they hated it. Like, it was obviously a necessity to do this, but I would love to, like, go back in time and they're like, you guys found that? Yeah, that stuff sucks, man. That stuff's no good. But what else are we going to do?
Yeah, there was like I think it was like a Reddit thread or something where it was like, what's like the food in your like ethnicity or nationality's cuisine that's like known as the bad food? Like the food that no one likes but is like somehow part of your culinary tradition. And I don't know, it was pretty funny. I guess like in America, in US food, it would be like Brussels sprouts or something, maybe.
Yeah, I guess I'm trying to think if there's something even like more, but also that's part of just like America being fairly young compared to the rest of the world.
Right.
That it's like,
and also like a mix of a lot of things, like a lot of different cultures and food stuff. I mean, I feel like maybe like chitlins or something, sort of like joke food of like, we made this because we had to make it and not because most people actually like it.
Yeah, you could probably pull a couple from the Great Depression. I don't know, like boot leather, maybe. Like just straight boot leather could be one of them. Things that they ate on failed expeditions. Like,
it still is a thing that like some people would like or would eat. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Like the one I think about is when I was in India. There's a food called upma, which is it's basically like a grits. It's like semolina kind of, and you basically make like a porridge out of it, but like. And you like I see it on menus, like people do like it, but when I was in India, they were like, "Oh yeah, this is like the like joke about this food is like it's the food your like mom makes when she's mad at your dad. Like this is what she makes for dinner because it like sucks and no one likes
punishment." Yeah,
and honestly, I tried it. It's not very good.
It's not very good. Yeah, there's I mean, I think there's like a couple of those. I remember seeing a video of what's the Momofuku guy, and he went to China and tried some like very traditional stuff, and like he was like, "This is not good," and
not for me.
I also watched, I don't know if you've ever seen, Kat, this would be very much your thing. I think we've mentioned before on the podcast, Tasting History. It's like a YouTube series with this guy who makes food. Yeah, makes food off of historical recipes and stuff.
Apicius, like his cookbook from ancient Rome.
Yeah, and he makes one thing that I remember where it was like these little balls of shit that it was like what like ninja or samurai would carry with them when they were like, if they're on like a mission or something, or not sure they're gonna have access to food. And he tried them and it's like horrible. And I'm 100% sure that they would have agreed and been like, yeah, like that's just, I love the foods that are the equivalent of like an old Nature Valley bar from like the glove compartment. That's what it was. Like that's the one-to-one for them. It's just
like don't make this. You have like so much other stuff. Dude, this is not, we do not consider this a delicacy.
Yeah, we were just on a road trip and didn't want to stop. But this is just something we ate when we were making good time. Like, and, needed our blood sugar high.
I think that's probably what a freeze-dried potato was. Like, I can't imagine it was, ooh, yum, a freeze-dried potato.
It's got to be because
it's Peru. They had chili peppers there. Like, pre-Columbian exchange, they had spicy peppers. You don't need to just eat potato.
And I'm also trying to figure out the texture here. And, like, based on the photo, right, it's not even sliced. These are full potatoes.
Whole-ass potato.
Like a raw potato, already a tough eat. Really, famously
life was harder
tough
back
eat.
then, man.
And freeze drying it, I don't think would help the texture in any way.
I don't know. I feel like it might be like a. I feel like if you cut it up and freeze dried it, it would almost be like a potato chip. I feel like it would taste like a Terra chip. You know, a Terra chip tastes like a potato chip, but bad.
Yeah. The Terra
I feel like
chip
it'd be like that.
Man, the Terra chip is like just a way to get. There's like, because they all come in the variations, and there's like 3 good ones, and then there's a couple that they clearly are just must be cheap, and they're like, we can get this amount of these into the bag and people will still eat them. So we're just like forever. There's like little nasty ones, the losers of the trail mix sort of thing. I don't
hate them, but they clearly are they're like a waiting room chip or something. They're like we want to convey that we're like fancier than just having regular chips out. I feel
they are. I had for whatever reason a phase where I was eating a lot of Terra chips. I gotta say, and
I
feel like they were maybe just like they were just like in an office I was working at or something, and They're aromatic in a way that does very much feel like you're eating one of those like weird potpourri bowls that's in like an old person's house where you're like, I think I'm eating like flowers.
It's old potpourri like texture. I feel like when it crunches, it's like the crunch that I would imagine from eating old potpourri.
Yeah.
Which I feel like I was tempted to do as a child in my great grandmother's house. That was the place where potpourri was. And I was like, that looks crunchy.
Yeah, if I ever thought I was getting a chip and I was getting one of those, I think I'd be like Chris Farley in that SNL where that's like the coffee crystals, and he's like, "What?"
Yeah,
and then gets really mad, and they have to drag him out of the place.
The sweet potatoes are carrying the entire bag, honestly, when it comes to Terra chips. It's the sweet potatoes and then just a lot of hangers on that they've got in there. I don't mind the purple ones. Yeah, a bunch of also rans. I don't mind the purple ones, but I think that also might be because they look fun. I think if they didn't look fun, I would probably be tossing them straight out.
Not slicing them is really like, that's where you go wrong, I think, with the freeze-dried potato.
Yeah, I think you could get like a French's potato stick adjacent thing if you really slice them up into little rods. So, sorry, too late now. They already did it.
Well, it's like, this is also interesting because like naturally, given that this is like organic matter, they don't usually find these. Like they've only ever found them once before from like back in this time period. So it was like a big deal when they found them, because they're lasting a while. They're lasting a few years. They're not lasting 500, you know?
Yeah. Well, taste them. I feel like they've been doing that more often, and I applaud it. I feel like
tasting
over the
this old
time
stuff that they found.
Take a big old bite.
I feel like in the span of our podcast, we used to do stories and they're like, of course no one's eating it. And then lately the stories have been more and more like, we did taste it. We did. We just don't care anymore. Everything's fucked.
Care whether we live or die. Let's
have you seen these prices? I'm not going to turn away a free potato.
Right. Yeah. That's the one I always think of as the mummy honey. That's like a really old one. It's from like the early 20th century where they were like, they just like found a pot of honey and started eating it. And then they looked at it and there was a mummy in it. They were like,
it was Winnie the Pooh that did this. Winnie the Pooh was on the expedition.
It was a memento of his crimes. He put the mummy in there.
The mummy honey is what they call Maria Bartiromo around Halloween. It's a dismissive nickname. It's inappropriate, but all the same. Crypt Keeper
still happens. Rude guy.
Yeah, I'm looking up the honey mummy. Apparently there were like this was like a magical substance. It's semi-apocryphal, although the story I heard was about a real mummy, but that like that you could create like a medicinal honey if you put a guy in it, if you put a dead guy in it and waited a while. The
Victorian era, they were eating a lot of mummy stuff. They
were going jerky mode. Full jerky.
Yeah, they were slamming mummy bits in order to cure, I don't know, just all erectile dysfunction probably. That feels like what it is half the time.
Probably.
They're going crazy on the mummy bits. But yeah. Number 3?
Yes.
Number 3.
I was going to Google what did eating a mummy do, but let's keep going. We'll never
Stronger.
know.
Yeah, drier. Made you drier. Gave you the mummy.
Gave you the power of dryness.
Terrible power. I'm so scaly.
Yeah, it's either, I feel like the big 3 are like hysteria, erectile dysfunction, or syphilis. That's what they were trying to cure at all times. So one of those. But number 3 comes to us from Iguana Helium Cube in the Discord. This is a story from Alaska about a guy who... this man is named Dan Sullivan. That is relevant to this story. And this is just a man who lives in Alaska who's named Dan Sullivan. At the same time, there is also the sitting senator of Alaska, Dan Sullivan. Now, the problem, or not to him, not a problem, but a master plan, allegedly, is this Dan Sullivan also has now applied to be on the ballot for the primary, for the election. Which is one of those things that you'd think we're celebrating our 250th anniversary. You'd think there might be some sort of plan for if this happens, but not really.
Dan Sullivan.
2 people with the Dan
That's right.
Sullivan.
He's got it.
If two people with the same name run on a ballot, they don't really have a great way of telling you who's who because, the ballot is just plain text, I think, by design.
Just middle name, right? And then party.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, but I think also you're given the general knowledge of someone who's voting in America.
Oh, it's a problem.
Yeah. So the problem they're
you
alleging,
could just be another guy named Dan, and they'd be like, "Oh, I like him."
Yeah. Oh yeah, that
exactly.
guy. He was on TV. He was cool. Yeah, totally.
I always want to see, like, someone needs to do, if they haven't already done it, a study on, unless they, which I would feel like maybe they do, is randomize the names and how they appear on ballots. Because I'm like, how often does the first name win? Because I feel like it's got to be a lot. Like, I think so often people are just like, sure.
Dude,
I feel like it's a huge benefit.
For anything down ballot, I mean, yeah.
It's got to be. Like, so I feel like I would say I follow politics more than the average person, right? And I went to vote in my New York primary, and I stood outside the polling place Googling every single person. I was like, oh, right, I have no idea who any of these people are. Because I didn't have any, like, big races in my district. And I fully got swayed by a canvasser outside the polling place. Like, because I went in and I was like, going to vote. And then he was like, do you know who you're voting for? And I had to be like, no, I don't.
Just lie. Yes. Whoever's at the top.
Yeah.
I knew, get away from me.
I knew like one guy. It was for like a very obscure office. Like I didn't feel too embarrassed, but I did feel a little embarrassed. Like, why am I taking my time out of my day to do this just because I'm supposed to, and I feel like a bad person if I don't? But I'm not.
Make your voice heard. It doesn't matter what your voice says, as long as it's heard.
My voice is just hooting and hollering. That's me going to vote in the primary for like the least consequential races.
I voted, and like I had like the one relevant race because I had like, is it Claire Valdez? Is in my district? Yeah. And I got the ballot, and it was only two things. It was her, and then it was one other thing that I voted for. And I was kind of like, man, couldn't you guys just put some more stuff on here so I felt like this was a better use of my time? Like, I was like, just give me some fake ones just so I can like fill out more stuff. Like, I walked all the way over here, just let me draw on the bottom. Let me just ask me a couple questions. Just give me a survey. How are you feeling today?
Local news is pretty good about like, it depending on where you are, obviously, but like giving you people's positions and stuff, like especially like the hyperlocal New York, blog.
Right. Here,
news.
you can find stuff out easily.
But there are these positions that are like the it's like the judicial, I can't think of the name, delegates or something, but it's like there are like 18 names on the ballot. I could not find information anywhere. It's basically just like patronage. Like these people get to like have meetings, and they decide help to decide who gets nominated for judgeships. And it's just like, I don't know, man. I guess truly, like I guess I'm just not going to vote for anybody, or I'm going to vote for the first 15 out of the 17. You know what I mean? Like, why are there two more than there should? You know what I mean? Like,
that's always when I feel the worst. Is when it's one of those like select 9 and there's 10 people, and I'm like,
I don't know, man.
Sorry, one person, but I don't. You're gone. Like,
that is when I go full conservative nightmare. I'm like, is one of them a guy with a white guy name? Okay, everyone else is getting voted for. Like,
yeah,
it's the worst way to do it. But it's like I can't look up 10 judicial delegates. Like I feel like I'm going
and it's not unimportant. They like pick who gets nominated for the judges, but like there's no way to like differentiate who these people are, and I assume they're for the most part all probably all Democrats. I mean, like, because they're all, that's
especially around
party.
here.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well, that was really funny when I went to go vote, because, of course, it's the Democratic primary, which in New York City is the election for the most part, like in the districts we're in. And I am going to vote, and there's this like old guy who I'm like in the ballot box, like circling my things, and he interrupts me and he goes, "Which ones are the Democrats?" I was like, we're in the polling place. I can't like tell you who to vote for, but like they are all right. Yeah. But like they are all Democrats. And he just was like, oh, and like had no idea how to fill out his ballot.
Well, you're no help.
I have good news. Good news for you. You cannot go wrong here.
You can't lose. You can't lose.
Yeah.
I was like, come back in November.
You won't. He's done. He's done forever. He's like, fuck that. I went once. I was embarrassed.
I can't make fun of that guy because like he's just like me. I went in not knowing anything, so like he's also making his voice heard and is babbling like an idiot. Like
there's a guy in there's a guy in there who's like, so what is this? What is it? What am I doing?
What's going on here?
Okay, this guy I can make fun of. I just came in. I don't know. I saw people going in here, so I came in.
I thought maybe there was pizza or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's easy. Mine's near me. I go. I bring the dog. I get to trot out some tried and true classics. You know, I get to hit him with a "Don't worry, she's not voting," and then that sort of thing. And we're best friends. They give me my sticker, my pen, which is now I think the New York I voted pens are now probably like half of the pens I own because I'm not giving up a free pen. I'm taking a free pen.
I'm always taking the pen. But I do feel like that is part of the reason I go too is to like be nice to the people working there, like to go like thank them for their service.
Yeah,
and
I always make it a point
democracy.
to say, yeah, thank you for doing this. You know, and they usually appreciate it, which is nice. I think.
Yeah.
It's a lovely thing to do. I have like my mom's done it. I feel like I have more friends who have been getting into doing that lately, and I think it's a very nice way to you know donate
Support
some time
democracy.
to a good cause of democracy. Yeah.
Maybe just based on demographics, you know, if you're retired, don't have as much to do, you could do that, you know?
Lots of nice old people for sure.
Yeah.
Mine is at an elderly home, so they are on it. They don't gotta go nowhere.
They just wake them up and send them downstairs.
Yeah. And they all vote for fucking Ronald Reagan. Whatever, they have no idea what
they write in Reagan. They make their voice heard.
Yeah.
But voting so these two guys.
This guy. So I
imagine
the
guy doing this is not a fan of the other Dan Sullivan.
Well, this is currently being litigated, so you know I don't want to stay too far one end or the other. That is what they are saying. That is what the Republican they are saying. This guy's, you know, paraphrase. This is not what they said. This guy's trying to fuck our shit up. He's trying to fuck it up for our guy because he realized he had the same name and he can make the ballot really confusing. What's
going on, Dan?
Yeah. So this has been like going through multiple courts. So he tried to do this. A lower court, there's a decision. So earlier this month, state officials just said, no, you can't do this because of thoughts that they had, which is that they think he's doing this to fuck it up, which there is some evidence to suggest that hypothesis.
They think. I mean, he's allowed to run for office. That's
right.
Well,
it's a free country. You can run for office for any reason you want to. If your platform is I don't like the other Dan Sullivan, I feel like you can run on that. That's
So
First Amendment.
So the details they're relying on to try to argue that he shouldn't be on there is that he is trying to run as Republican despite never having been Republican in his life and having worked for Democratic candidates before.
Okay.
With the idea, you know, one would think to cloud this. So
yeah, I suppose it's for a primary, so he doesn't need to be endorsed by the party.
He saw what's been going on the last year and a half, and he's like, you know what? I love all of this, and I want to help.
Time
keep it
to
going.
get in.
Now is the time to come out and tell everyone that this is what I believe.
Yep, the time is right for this.
Did he get
the worm will never turn. Well,
that's a good question, Shelby.
If he didn't have the signatures, I feel like it would already be over because they are desperate for like a procedural reason to get rid of this. I'm sure. Like if they had one, it would already be done.
Yeah. Definitely the most signatures received while the person signing is letting out a sensible chuckle, probably going, so yeah, he's trying to run. That's what they're trying to do is that the sitting senator is going to be listed as Dan Sullivan. He is going to be listed as Daniel J. Sullivan. So no chance of confusion whatsoever. And so they're doing this. The senator.
It's so funny. He's going to have to be on all his campaign literature and stuff in the run. I was like, remember, Dan, not Daniel. Dan.
Yeah.
And then people are going to be like, wait, was it Dan or Daniel? Because like no,
right.
Like that's going to make it worse for some people.
Names, both names in the slogan. It's going to be a mess.
It's like you inserted the Daniel into my brain, so now I don't remember which one you are. Yeah.
Right. So, it's like, say nay to Daniel J. It's like, no, which one is it? Yeah.
And so another wrinkle in this that is to the favor of Daniel J. Sullivan is that so they've nixed his ability to run as a Republican. Some of them say you're not cleared, you're not approved. But Alaska does have nonpartisan primaries, so it is not just a Republican primary.
Yeah.
So he will be listed at this point, so the state official said no, but then they took it to the courts, and the court said, like, basically what Patty said. They're like, he's not. You can't forbid a guy to run. Like, if he wants to run, you have to let him run.
It's his legal name.
Because of his name.
You know, he didn't like change his name this month.
Right.
You know what I mean, or something.
Yeah.
You know, you can think of situations where they might be like, "All right, buddy," you know, but
they let Vermin Supreme run. Like they have this guy's got a. They got
and there was already a Republican governor called Vermin Supreme, and he was trying to take him out.
Yeah.
And people don't know that.
And even the Daniel J. Sullivan is him giving up, because he was very much trying to get put on as just Dan Sullivan.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they've asked this guy, the senator himself, the sitting Dan Sullivan has said this is a sham candidate and had accused him of trying to trick voters. And Daniel J. Sullivan has denied those allegations and insisted he is both qualified and genuinely interested in running for Senate.
Pretty insulting to your voters that they don't, you know, that they can't figure it out. That's interesting. I mean,
if trying to trick voters was enough to get someone kicked out of an election, we'd have no one to vote for, folks.
That's true.
That's right.
The independent thing is also probably good for him, because Republicans love saying they're independents. That's a big thing.
It's true.
Yeah.
I'm totally independent. I vote the same way every time and believe all the same things. But I'm an independent. I want to make that very clear.
I'll make up my own mind the same way each election. But I'm making it up.
Yeah. And so he will, at this moment, if this goes through the way that it's been settled right now, he will be listed as Daniel J. Sullivan as a nonpartisan candidate. So, and I mean, I don't know. I don't really know the breakdown of Alaska. Forgive me. But it's like, I don't know how close it gets and how much of an impact he could possibly have.
I mean, I think it is quite conservative. There are other senators, I guess Murkowski is the other one.
Murkowski is the other one, yeah.
I don't know how like close their elections are.
I'm sure
they are calling it
funny.
an unusually competitive race. Deep red state that hasn't elected a Democrat to the Senate in almost 20 years. Okay, so long shot.
Almost 20, not that
Alaska.
long.
Yeah.
Since Palin, they were like, we love this, more of this. We're going with this.
That's right.
Yeah. So yeah, as of now, he's going to be allowed. I'm sure that they will continue to litigate this. I don't think they're going to throw up their hands quite yet. But yeah. So best of luck to Daniel J. Sullivan, who's pictured here looking like a face of him explaining what he's doing, because he has that very mischievous smile on his face. He's just in a hoodie with a backpack, and the other guy is like, obviously it's his like Senate photo. So,
nice.
There you go.
Daniel Sullivan Seagull.
Exactly.
Number 2.
Bang the gavel.
I can't control my horny level.
Yes. our newest soundbite, folks. Please welcome. I can't control my horny level.
I can't control my horny level.
Number 2 comes to us from Betty Jesseret in the Discord. This is another story from Alaska. We got 2 Alaska stories in a row. So this is like a thing that happened a long time ago, but people just wrote a story about it because, I don't know, it's a crazy story, I guess. I don't know what prompted it this time.
You got really defensive for this story for a second. You're like, I don't know, because it's fucking cool. How about that? Is that enough
cool.
reason for you fucks? Yeah.
It's a cool story. It's nice.
Yeah.
So this is about another guy named Dan in Alaska. There's just so many goddamn Dans up there. Mm-hmm. And he, in 2003...
What's going on, Dan?
I'll tell you what's going on with Dan. Honestly, a lot has gone on with Dan, which we'll get into. But in 2003, he's 25. He goes on a date with this woman named Amber. And they have like a great date. They're just hanging out. They stay up all night talking. And the next day, he's going on a fishing trip. And he's like, I'll call you when I get back from the fishing trip. It was great to meet you, etc. She does not hear from him. And she's like, man, what an asshole. Like, I thought we had a good time. This sucks. And then, so she's like bummed out. I'm trying to figure out how long after she finds out what happens. But some time goes by, and she just thinks this guy ditched her. But what really happened was that on his fishing trip, this man was mauled by a bear, like full on dragged away. He was with his friend, dragged away from his friend. God damn it! The bear ate part of his face. He said, quote, "I just remember hearing this sound. It was kind of a scream, but also the sound of a dying animal. And then I realized it was me making that noise." So that's why I'm not gonna go to Alaska. Like, that's a big reason. Oh my God! Yeah. So he loses both of his eyes in this attack. What are you laughing at?
Oh my God, the guy hitting the bear. Yeah, sorry, not the guy losing his eyes or whatever. Sorry, excuse me.
It was just like a little delayed, and I was like, "Hey, what the hell?"
Oh my God! I can't control my horny level.
So he gets to the hospital finally. It takes him like 2 hours to come get him because he's like out in the wilderness. He gets like life flighted to a hospital in Anchorage. He loses both his eyes. He breaks every bone in his head, and he's in a medically induced coma for 2 weeks. So she doesn't know any of this until her sister sees like a TV report about this guy who got attacked by a bear, and she finds out and like tries to go to the hospital, but they're like, his family's just like, we don't know you. Like,
which I think is fair. Which I think is completely fair.
They went on one date, but apparently it was like a date that both of them were like, they really hit it off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it must have been a good date.
But lady go to the hospital, that's a lot. That's pretty intense. But maybe she was going just to be like, is it actually him? Like, or
yeah, no, I don't fault her for going, but I also don't fault the family for being like, we appreciate this. Nice of you to do. We'll let him know you came by. You're not going to sit at the bedside. Yeah, that's
Ma'am,
when you were like,
I'm
how
afraid
long?
He broke every bone in his head.
That is how they say it in this article. By the way, is he broke almost every bone in his head, which is I'm trying to.
I don't know how many there are, but I know they're all important.
Right? It's skull. I guess skull is not one bone, obviously, but I'm like
mandible.
That's
jaw.
Crazy way to describe that.
Well, the thing is, like I said, I don't know how many, but I know every one of them is pretty crucial. So, like, however many there are is not the amount. I don't want to break 100% of them. That would be a problem.
I'd like to break 0% if possible.
Yeah, I think 0 would be whatever the number is closest to 0 would be great.
Look, I'll take like 5.
5?
One.
I'll take
one
5.
tooth.
All right, good compromise.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he like they do like reconnect, but then he's like, well, I have to go through like 6 months of rehab now, so they don't date, understandably. So he goes to California with his family for like rehab or whatever, and he then finds out 4 months after the attack. He gets out 4 months after the attack. He's coming back to Alaska, and his brother's like, dude, she's dating someone else now. Like, she's moved on. And this is a part of the story I find very intriguing. He gets in touch with her and is like, hey, I just want to know, I heard you were dating someone else. It's totally cool. I completely understand. I just wanted to, like, you know, let you know that, like, I know, and it's fine. And she says, quote, so she says, yes, I'm seeing someone else. But then she says, he's already getting really sick of how much I talk about you, which is like, obviously she's still into him, but also, can you imagine going out with someone where they're like, yeah, the last guy I dated, the day after we went out, a bear ate both of his eyes.
Yeah.
Like,
and then
it
also,
would be something I talked about a lot.
Also, not saying the last guy I dated, it would just be weird by itself to be like, I went on one date with this guy, and then to be like, I talk about you all the time.
I went on the best date of my life with this guy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And then his eyes got eaten by a bear.
Yeah, his eyes, I don't know, I think we mentioned that. His eye, he did lose both eyes. So that is a big, obviously a huge life change.
It definitely is a thing that has happened to many people. It was a plot line on Sex and the City where Miranda thinks she got ghosted by a guy, and then she finds out that he died, and then she goes to his funeral, and she finds out that he was dating other women, and she's like mad.
Yeah, it's definitely just one of those things where it's like it feels closer to something like maybe something terrible happened, and then like 90% of the time, probably even more than 90, it's like, no, they're just a bad person, or they're not coming back. It's like got to be some relief.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice of him to call her because I think that is a sort of guilt that no book will ever explain to you. Like that no one knows how to deal with. Hey, how long are you supposed to wait for a guy that you went on one good date with that then got mauled by a bear and is in like months of recovery at the hospital?
Right.
So,
but
it's nice to hear at least you're all good. I know this is crazy. You can do what you will.
Well, Eli, you'll be happy to know that this guy being cool with it paid off because he got back to Alaska. She broke up with the other guy, and they've been married since 2006. So, 20-year anniversary. This guy, he wrote a book called Beyond the Bear: How I Learned to Live and Love Again After Being Blinded by a Bear, which is
insane subtitle.
Not like, I don't think there are that many people who are like, I hope I can learn to live and love again after being blinded by this bear. I wish there was a book for me.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get people in, that's what's going to stand out at the Hudson News is that subtitle, but it is so descriptive of what happened, being blinded by a bear.
The other thing I think is really funny.
I keep hearing Manfred Mann every time someone says blinded by a bear. Blinded by the bear, I guess it would be.
Beyond the Bear: How I Broke Every Bone in My Head and Still Found Love Despite Being Eyeless.
Can you talk more in the book about how you broke every bone in your head?
Presumably it does what it says on the cover. It's in there.
But the other thing I think is funny about this story is that he eventually became a therapist, which I think is like very nice, sort of like paying forward the the experience that forged him and probably made him reconsider a lot of things about life. But like, can you imagine like complaining about your problems to a guy who lost his eyes to a bear?
Yeah, I was going to say that would be every fucking thing you said would be like, so this isn't a big deal, but
no,
somebody's being weird to me at work.
The tone of that email from your boss was a little annoying. I totally get it. Something similar happened to me. I was attacked by a bear.
He's got a great, it could
and I
be
had
worse,
to learn to love again.
Much to everything. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, that really, it does seem tough that you're having so much trouble sleeping. I had a lot of trouble sleeping when I broke every bone in my head. That was a challenge.
Yeah.
Just a lot of like his patients being like, all right.
That's the whole purpose, is it's one appointment and you just go, all right, I really don't need to complain about any of that stuff. Okay. He just sits there and just looks at you expectantly. He just kind of is like, and you're like, all right. Yep. Okay. Perspective gained. Thank you so much for this. Yeah. But to be honest, we've poked fun, but this is an inspiring thing, and I think it's very nice. And
it's really nice. Yeah. And like, what a crazy, like, how did you two get together? Like,
I'm surprised. I feel like we had more of a news kind of monoculture, I feel like, in like 2003 or 2000. Also, I'm surprised this isn't something that like,
he became a celeb
was like one of the stories. You know what I mean? Like the sort of like, because it is kind of a curiosity too, as much as it is an inspiring story. You would think it would really hit all those quadrants.
If it were a couple years later, he would have been on Ellen. Like it would have been one of those.
Yeah.
Maybe he was just a touch too early. Yeah.
She would have like thrown a phone at him or whatever.
Well, you don't have to worry about eye contact though. So
that's true. Yeah. A perfect guest for Ellen. But yeah, this is just nice. I'm happy. I'm happy for these two. And like, I do think it would make you a good therapist. It would just like, it would be very hard for your patients to appreciate your skills, I feel.
It is, yeah. I mean, I feel like that happens not infrequently with therapists being people who went through like trauma. And it is, I feel the same way. I already feel stupid telling a therapist anything because I'm just like, I'm wasting your time or whatever. Do it when someone's got
my therapist history. pretty studiously doesn't tell me things about herself. Like,
yeah.
I've been seeing her for years, and I know she has children. I don't know how many she has. Like, I I don't know what neighborhood she lives in. I don't like all of that. Yeah, just like very little information, which I prefer, because what if her life was worse than mine? And then I felt bad.
Then one day you're in your local bookstore and you see a memoir of how I went through the most pain that scientists say any human has ever experienced repeatedly.
The title of the book is
Kath's
Putting
Therapist.
Up with Kath. Yeah.
How to Deal with Boring, Self-Involved Therapy Patients by my therapist. Yeah.
My horrible life and how one of my patients makes it worse.
Yeah, exactly.
My weekly hour in hell. It's like you're compensated. You're compensated for your time.
Through me and my insurance, okay? It's Should we do number one?
Number one.
And this week's number one reason to say what a time to be alive.
Number one this week comes to us from Bookmarked19 in the Discord. This is a lovely story here. This is after one of the many World Cup games that are happening, and best of luck to everyone involved, except the bad ones, I guess. I have not quite been following it, but
Best
it's
of
very
luck to
exciting.
all of the. Best of luck to the world.
Yep.
There
I
sure
hope you win
are-
the cup.
Best everyone in
Yep.
it. That includes Boko Haram. Who else? Just best of luck, Eli says.
Yep, all those famous.
Keep up the good work.
Keep up the good work of Boko
yes.
Haram.
Yep, all of the strange military, good luck to all the dictatorships that are competing in the World Cup and that agree with everything their rulers have done. I'm rooting for you. Let's do it. I don't know. There's so many games happening. So this one specifically, apparently, recently, Mexico won 3-0 over Czechia, which is that just an antiquated name for the Czech Republic, or like what they
It's
prefer?
the new Czech
The new
Republic is
name.
antiquated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, look, I'm not... Look, and the maps I got when I learned this shit were from like the 80s, all right? I was
Yeah.
working off some old geography books to start with.
When I was in summer camp, we would do one of the days we would do like the Olympics, and the camp would get split up into different countries, and all of the countries were like the people who were on the staff at the camp, like all the countries that they were from would be the countries that we would be. And they were mostly from like Eastern and Central Europe, from like post-Soviet republics. And so my knowledge of that region is set in 1998 because that's when I was doing that. And I'm sorry, I cannot learn new ones because the lifeguard was from Slovakia. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm still working off of like like some like DCPS geography. I'm like, how are things going in Byzantium? What's going on in Babel? Where's Persia, I believe.
You don't hear a lot about the Holy Roman Empire these days.
Yeah.
What's going on with those guys?
Yeah. Atlantis was on the map still.
Do they control the strait? They would. They're the water ones, right? How are we
Which
doing
one?
with
Atlantis
the
is definitely
Peloponnese?
the water one. Yeah, there's still my geography book still has sea monsters on it. Like it still has the like.
Oh, you can't go that. You can't go
Dragons.
that. You can't go that way.
Yeah.
The new it's all of North America is still labeled the New World.
Yeah.
Like try to learn. But anyway, Mexico won 3-0 over Czechia, and everybody is out celebrating, understandably. And this is in Mexico. And so people are posting on social media, big celebrations. Oh my God, look at it. And there's one post in specific that popped up that said, even the dog is out celebrating. And it's a video of people celebrating, and a dog is just, how dogs are at like gatherings where they're just kind of very happy that something is happening.
Yeah.
They're just happy to be there. Just that kind of thing. So this dog is jumping around. It's like a clear photo of the dog because there's like the dog is like someone picks it up and they're all dancing and all this sort of stuff. And so this is going around, and someone saw it on social media and noticed that the dog in the video was Gorda, which is their dog and had been missing since May 24th. And this is June. I'm trying to find the exact timing, but I mean, this story is from June 27th. So that's like a month. Like the dog is look, you might be still putting up posters after a month, but it's an exercise. It's sort of a processing thing at that point.
Yeah.
So missing since May 24th, got away in the Lomas de Guadalupe neighborhood. And so I think it kind of written off Gorda as now just part of
for the streets.
Street dog. So if anything, it's either in the streets or has now been adopted by someone in New York. Those are the two places that it could be then picked up off the streets.
Yeah, it's adopted by a van life YouTuber who was in Mexico. Yeah.
Going through recognizing your dog in the van life YouTube. Honestly, if you lost a dog, I'd go straight to van life YouTube and be like, where are all these dogs from? Where did you get them? So yeah, they found it. They used the video trying to find reference points in the background. They should have called Rainbolt, should have called the GeoGuessr guy, lock it down. And they were able to track down. So this happened quickly enough that they went and they tracked down Gorda, and everybody was still celebrating. Like the party was still happening. And the dog was still partying. So they were able to track down Gorda and her new friends who were still celebrating the match together. The dog recognized her family, which is nice, but also it's like, where the fuck have you been? Oh, so you do still know what we look like. Oh, okay. Because you've been gone for a month. And they were reunited. And it says, after a month of worrying, I never imagined we'd find her, thanks to a live video of the celebrations after Mexico winning. It was a mix of emotions. I wanted to cry, to laugh, to hug her, and even to scold her at the same time. So there was validated. There was a little bit of them being like, what the fuck? And then while we were worried looking for her, she was out partying, and a vet visit confirmed the dog was in good health, other than needing a bit of food and rest. Understandable after the party.
That's me after a hangover too, Food and rest.
Yeah. And then the rudest thing in this story is they quote the post on Facebook afterwards, and they leave the guy's misspelling in here. They say, I found her without even meaning Tom. He. Just say two. Don't grink the guy. It's fine. We get what he's trying to say.
Don't grink him. Yeah.
Don't grink him. Why you gotta grink him like that? So.
Have you ever had an animal run away and come back? Has that ever happened to you?
Thankfully,
not
no.
really.
Not even run away for me.
Well, that's good.
Our like my childhood cat was like an outdoor cat, so she would always come back. We weren't worried about it. And then, I mean, Iggy jailbroke once, but it wasn't very long. But it was worrying.
Where'd she go?
Well, as everyone knows, she's cripplingly attached to me. So I was kind of
she's coming
thought
back.
I was good. I was kind of like, well, if you freak, so it's like there's literally a moment. I was home in DC, and like my parents like had the door open, was talking to somebody, and she just kind of trotted out, and it was in the night, and she's entirely black, and so I was like, oh, you're gone in the chameleon, and luckily she just kind of walked out, happily trotted out, like turned around, and I like went after her, and then she was just standing in the middle of a neighbor's yard, like very happy with herself, just kind of chilling. But yeah, there definitely was a moment of me being like, oh, so you can leave the house, but I fucking can't? Like, what the fuck? I can't go anywhere.
You're not anxious about that?
Yeah. Oh, this is fine? All right, well, I guess I'll just let you fucking leave and I'll go do shit then.
How about I go stand in the neighbor's yard, Iggy? How about that?
Yeah, you actually hate that so much, so... Yeah, but you definitely have the like, the panic sets in pretty quickly, especially when it's a tiny dog in the dark with like yell at me if you must, but no collar because she wasn't going anywhere intended. And in a neighborhood where there is a fox that has quite literally taken over that block. Like there's a fox that everyone seems to have just allowed to be part of the local color of that neighborhood. So... But all went well. Grabbed her, brought her back.
That's like
no Facebook
in my neighborhood growing up. It literally was, the meme with the feeding cats to coyotes tweet? See what I'm talking about?
I don't know if I know it, but
okay, I'll read it to you. It's from Prima Awesome. My neighbor told me coyotes keep eating his outdoor cats, so I asked how many cats he has, and he said he just goes to the shelter and gets a new cat afterwards. So I said, it sounds like he's just feeding shelter cats to coyotes, and then his daughter started crying. So that was my neighborhood growing up. There is an animal that lives in New England called a Fisher cat, and its diet is people's cats. Like, that is what it eats. And everyone has outdoor cats there. Nobody keeps their
Why is it
cats
called
inside.
a fisher cat? Should we call it like a cat or cat? That implies I would be like, oh, I don't have a fish. I'm fine. It's a fisher cat.
It eats fish or cats. That's what it eats.
Okay.
I
Does
don't think any of this is why it's called it, but
rounded diet.
it looks a little
Yeah,
like
that's why you gotta get the punk vest though. Those are the sick, the like LA people with the punk vest for their tiny dogs to stop
so
the
it'll get
coyotes.
carried off by a hawk.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it just looks like they're fucking like a old school New York City punk. Huge spikes all over them.
Shirley has one of
Yeah.
those.
Oh,
this
People
is
don't-
not
people,
what I-
People don't know that.
Okay, buddy, this is
said-
not a fish or a cat. This looks nothing like I thought it was. I don't know why I thought it was just going to look like a bigger cat, but the name confused me. The name really sent me for a loop.
I guess
It's
they're
more of a
mostly called
stoat.
fishers, but yeah, it's stoat-like for sure.
Yeah.
But like everyone in my neighborhood had outdoor cats, and it was just sort of like, well, that's the life a cat wants to live until it gets eaten by a fisher cat. My cat Max didn't get eaten, but he did disappear once for 2 weeks, and we were like, Fisher got him. There's like no other.
Got him.
And then he just came walking back up to our neighbor, like who was like a little kid who was playing in the yard, and started licking him ferociously, and was like covered in like motor oil or something. And so we think he got stuck in someone's garage and like couldn't get out. That's what we were like guessing, but who knows? And also the
Covered
other
in
thing he
ichor.
did is when I was little, we moved like a mile away from where we had lived previously, and the people who lived in the house we used to live in had to call us all the time because he would leave our house and go to that house, and like it took him a while to figure out that we didn't live there anymore, and we'd have to go pick him up. So that kind of counts.
Just a little trip down memory lane. You gotta go drive and get him. Yeah. But as for this dog, back where he should be, Gorda, which I believe is just the feminine form of the word fat. Is that
I believe
correct?
so. That
Fat
dog's
lady.
name is Fatty.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
The Fat Lady. That is a good name for a dog. Just full, definite article. The Fat Lady. That's good.
It's good.
Well,
Should
should
we
we
do
do
plugs?
plugs? Jinx, plugs.
Like and subscribe.
Find our Patreon bonus episodes, merch, Discord, and more at whatatimepod.com. And follow us on Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram at whatatimepod. Check out Kath's other podcast, Lie, Cheat, and Steal, about liars, frauds, thieves, and bullshitters. Theme song by Naughty Professor. Thanks for listening, and best of luck.
Thank you if you came to see me in Austin this past week. I really appreciate it. I had a really good time. I don't have anything coming up to plug. That's all.
I stream on Twitch Monday, Tuesday, Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern. I just finished the 007 game. Next I'll play a different game. So check that out, twitch.tv/pig_dog, if you'd like.
Nothing.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.